This is a Variety Sports Network production. Now to your host.
Ooh, look at that. Ooh, I got a little bit of a teenage voice crack right there. I got so excited. Ooh,
12-year-old boy.
I feel like a little girl on Christmas Day. I'm sorry. I got all excited about the whole thing. I can't even think right now. My name is Logan Stone, and I am your host of the seventh inning. Ah, yes, that's so nice and luscious and everything. That is my co-host, Josh. Josh, how are you doing? Do you feel good?
I am feeling super good, man. It's America's weekend. I'm ready to rock and roll, have a barbecue, throw back some brews, watch some fireworks, maybe do some other very American things, and, of course, talk about and watch some baseball, baby.
Yeah. We had kind of an eventful week. Last week I was struggling, and then I was like, oh, hey, there's a little Freddie Freeman thing. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, okay. Yeah. So we'll get into the Freddie Freeman. There's actually other news in the world of baseball, but yeah, I mean, we have a new logo that just dropped today. I'm wearing a tight shirt. I feel good about it. I feel fine. Like
the ladies don't.
My muscles feel good. My chest hairs. I mean, it looks.
Stop.
I mean, my chest.
Crap.
My chest looks big today. Or hairy. I look like a man.
Oh,
anyways,
looks like.
I look like a man. Yes. Anyways, before we get into the news and the big news stories, Josh has something to talk to you people about.
Well, if you all missed it, when the big news came out this morning, dropped about 8 a.m. Central Time, we have gone through a rebrand. We want to thank everybody who's supported us, who's followed us from when the show first started back in 2020 to where we are now. If you didn't catch the story, this whole thing started out as just a group of guys to talk about fantasy football and other sports. And then as it grew, Brandon, our CEO, picked up a couple of their buddies. They started doing a little bit more podcasting. And then this year rolled around, and they picked up Logan. They picked up myself. And then we brought in a few other people, another Brandon, and then more people came. And all of a sudden, we've got this big network of people talking about all different kinds of sports and in all different cities, because we are literally coast to coast now. We are even international. So we felt like we felt like, and then obviously our CEO felt like that it was time for a rebrand. So long, and thank you for the Variety Sports Podcast, but we are now the Variety Sports Network. We're going to bring you guys a lot more content besides just podcasts. We're going to be doing a lot of live reactions to sporting events going on. We're going to do, like Logan and I have talked about, we're doing a live broadcast during the Home Run Derby and the All-Star Game. So we want everybody, if you can, get on, check us out live, shoot us a message. We'll talk back and forth with you, answer your questions. This is going to be going on for football, especially coming up with training camp and everything going on. We're hoping we can do a little bit of this during the NHL draft. But we are super excited for the rebrand. We are now the Variety Sports Network, coast to coast, across the pond. Heck, we even have followers out in Japan now, I found out today. So we just want to thank everybody for all your support, helping us get to where we're at now. I know on a personal note, this is probably the closest thing I'll ever get to fulfilling one of my dreams. I know Logan's having a blast with it. I'm having a blast. So we appreciate your guys' help, watching us, giving us views, giving us shares, telling your friends and family about us. We can't thank you enough, and we hope you're with us as the Variety Sports Network grows, gets bigger, gets stronger, and becomes a greater force to be reckoned with in the independent sports networking atmosphere. So, again, thank you so much. We really appreciate you guys, and we hope you stick with us and watch us grow and develop and get better and better as time goes on.
Yeah, I'm just now looking at the description that they made. Did you make it, or did Brandon make it?
I had nothing to do with it.
Okay.
I can't take any of the credit.
Lies, deceit, and the Freddie Freeman story.
Okay. The description of the episode, that was me. Thank you. Did you like that?
I did like that. That's pretty funny. I like that. Anyways, oh look, Brandon finally is on. back when we need him. Anyways, so before we get into the news, I do have 3 things I do want to talk about. First is, so I predicted that the Astros were going to be terrible this year. Okay, they're not terrible. I predicted the White Sox were going to be doing okay. I didn't think they were going to be great. I kind of called that they were going to have a downfall. So I'll take that. And then I said the Tigers were going to be great. I said the Mariners were going to be great.
Yeah, we were both on the Mariners.
I was talking great. I was talking a lot about the Yankees and how well they're doing last week, and they get no hit the next day. I was talking about how great Ryan Helsley was for the Cardinals on the Cardinals Chronicles, going like live during the game. And I swear it felt like the next pitch, he gives up a 2-run home run for the Cardinals to lose. So I want to make a declaration. My declaration is this: I am done doing predictions for the entire season. I'm done.
You can't be done. That's part of our thing.
I'm done. I'm done doing it. But before I quit officially, I officially retire, I do want to make one more prediction. The Cardinals will not win the World Series in 2022. Take it to the bank. They are going to suck the rest of the season. They're going to go 0-89 or however more that they need to go, and they're going to suck it up. And the Cardinals are just done. They're done. I don't even want to. They're not even going to be a part of October. I'm done with them. They're going to suck it up. They're not even going to sniff a World Series. They're not even going to win it. And that's it.
Okay. That's a hot take right there, baby.
Well, you know what? Since my predictions have gone so poorly, I figured I might as well just burn the entire dumpster.
You want to burn the dumpster. I like it. That's a new phrase. We're going to put that on a T-shirt. Burn the entire dumpster.
Yes. And then my next one is the Yankees and Astros. They may be the best rivalry in sports right now. Right now, I think it is.
Hold on.
Don't even say Cubs and Cardinals, please.
Hold on, just stop. Well, let me explain first. Can you phrase that better? Because I don't think they're the best rivalry.
I think they're a rivalry now.
Okay, well, if they're a rivalry, I don't think they're the best rivalry.
Who's the best rivalry? Don't say it.
I can say 3.
Who?
I would say Yankees, Red Sox.
Okay, yeah, but that's been kind of dead for the last couple of years.
It's still.
I know it's still a big rivalry.
This is why I asked you to rephrase.
I know it's still a big rivalry.
I don't think big rivalries change because I think Cardinals Cubs is still a bigger rivalry than Yankees Astros.
The Cardinals and Cubs thing has been it's died down since baseball's gotten civilized.
Okay, fine. Then have you seen a fight between the Yankees and the Astros yet?
No, but I'm talking about like they've been at each other's throats. I kind of look at it the same way as the Cardinals and Astros back in the 2000s.
Okay, so that's the better phrasing I was looking for.
Okay. Well, I like this rivalry better than I like the Cubs and Cardinals or Yankees and Red Sox. But I think it's just so much fun watching those series. I think I watched all 3 games, and no, it was 4 games, and so I only watched 3 of them. But it was still a really good series, even though the Yankees got no hit, which I know pisses them off. Do you have anything to say about it before we move on to the next one?
I want you to keep making predictions, and here's why. You're going to be our version of Mike Greenberg. KOD, baby. Greenberg KOD'd everybody on Mike and Mike. You're going to be our Mike Greenberg. I'll be happy to be Golick because he was funnier, better looking, and better at doing sports. And Hold on. Did you not like? You don't agree with me? You think Greeny was better than Golick?
No, I just don't agree that you're better looking. And
Okay.
No,
We should do a
you
Twitter
know
poll.
sports better than me. Twitter poll.
I think sports in general, I bet I know better than you.
Okay, well, yeah. Well, okay, yeah, because you would know hockey more than me.
And
I think
football.
I would have you on basketball. I think
You'd have
I
me on
have.
basketball. You'd have me on basketball. I'd have me on football.
I think I can hold my own on football.
I'm not saying you can't hold your own. I'm just saying I think I'd clock you in football, college or pro.
Oh, college. Yeah, I don't do college. The only college game I can think of is what was it? Stanford versus Texas University or whatever it was. Was it? Is that the big game? The big where Vince Young had the comeback or was it Colt McCoy or something? And
It was Vince Young, and I don't think it was Stanford. I think it was USC. But now you're talking history, and I'm not good with history.
See, I can do history, but yeah,
See, this is why we make a good team.
Yeah, I don't follow football anymore because football sucks.
Oh my gosh,
that's a rant for another day. Maybe I'll go on. Maybe I'll jump onto just talking sports or whatever, the best of the best or one of those shows, and I'll round table, and I'll discuss why I hate football so much.
Well, let's get back to baseball.
Anyways, yeah, baseball because we have a big story, and I'm going on rants. Anyways, okay, one last one. So I was thinking about this trade, and I was like, it just came to me in a dream, and I thought, this is interesting. And I think now I'm not saying I would have liked this trade in particular, but I think I like the idea of the trade. So, and I'll explain it in a second. Tommy Edman for Xander Bogaerts. Straight up. Maybe Red Sox threw in a reliever. And I'm not saying Tommy Edman. I'm saying shortstop with more time, or a player with time left on his contract for Xander Bogaerts. I think the Red Sox would go for a deal like that.
I think they'd want more.
You think they would want more?
I mean, if we were just giving up Tommy Edman, yeah, I think we'd have to give up more to get Xander Bogaerts.
Why?
And I don't think they'd do the trade straight up, and I definitely don't think they'd throw in an extra piece. I would love it. Don't get me wrong. Like, you finally hit on a trade point that I would actually agree with you on getting rid of Tommy Edman. Yeah, you did. You finally hit something I might agree on giving up Tommy Edman.
This is why I think the Red Sox would go for it, is because you are getting rid of the contract that you're getting rid of Bogaerts' contract. And then you're getting a guy for what, 3-4 years now? Maybe 3.
Who, Bogaerts?
No, Edman.
Oh yeah, Boston, yeah.
Yeah, Boston. See, I think Boston would jump on that trade. And he's a great fielder. He's a good switch hitter. He may not see that's the only thing I would say is I don't know if Edman would do well in Fenway because he's not a power guy.
Yeah, but he's fast enough that he'd be a contact hitter.
Yeah, I just don't know. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they would like that. I guess they would like that. They like small ball over there. But anyways, but I think if Tommy Edman is the only player I could think of. But I think Boston would jump on a trade like that for a second baseman or first baseman even. Anyways, but we'll get into more of that on what is it? Not next week's, but the week after's episode where we predict the trades. So we are doing a little bit more predicting. But anyways, oh cool, I got followed by someone. Anyways,
moron.
Not you idiot. Shit, it was. Okay. Anyways.
I guess I didn't realize we weren't following each other on Twitter, and I was like, oh, follow.
Oops. Anyways, let's get into the news. We'll start off a little lighthearted. The Padres have come out with their new City Connect jerseys. I saw a trailer for it, and Tony Hawk was in it. I was like, the hell, dude? Come on, man. But he looks awesome in it. So, what do you think of the City Connect jerseys?
Hold on. So I only got to see one picture, and I had no idea you were going to bring this up. So I'm pulling up.
Oh, I'm
I'm
sorry.
pulling up a pic real quick. No, you're good, man.
I thought I sent them to you. Anyways, yeah, the City Connect jerseys. I was a little confused whenever I saw it at first because it looked more like a Miami Marlins jersey than a San Diego jersey. But apparently they're really good at street tacos and stuff.
Hell yeah, man. San Diego's got some of the best food culture in America. One.
Yeah, that's what they were saying over there. Yeah.
And I think they look awesome.
I really do like them.
I love the bright fluorescent colors. The hat is loud as anything you could put in front of that, behind that word. I dig it, man. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I like it. I like it looked more like a Miami feel to it to me.
I can see where you're saying that. Yeah, for sure. But definitely cool. Definitely a cool jersey. One of the better ones that come out.
Yeah, I like that one. I'm considering buying it, but anyways.
Who would you have on it?
Machado. Mostly because he's one of the only predictions that have I was like, oh, you guys have all forgotten about Manny Machado, and now that Fernando Tatis Jr. is down, you guys are gonna love him. He's gonna just revitalize his career, and everyone was like, oh yeah. Anyways, good job, Manny Machado. Okay, now moving on to the next one. Hector Gomez said, what was this? This was yesterday, so Thursday. Source talks are intensifying between the Nationals and Juan Soto regarding a second offer from the team to the Star for a 13-year, $425 million extension, which will increase the initial $350 million offer by $75 million. And then it was later reported that Juan Soto turned down the Nationals' second mega offer exceeding $350 million. So, what does that say to you? I kind of expected him to turn down a $425 million offer. I think he's able to get more, most definitely, probably about $500 million. Especially because he's so young. He's 22 now, maybe 23 years old. 13 years is what? 36 when he's going to be done. That's perfect. Josh is he's about to have an aneurysm because we're getting robot umps, and now he's hearing about contracts going to $500 million. So, Josh, what do you think?
Okay, so hold on. The robot umps, I was going to save that for another day, but since you brought it up, we're going to do it tonight.
We'll talk about it in a second.
But we're going to talk about Juan Soto first.
Yeah.
So I was just running your numbers on 13 years at $500 million. That is $38.46 million a year. I think the contract would be fine for the first 8 to 10 years. But with the position he plays,
DH,
there's going to be let me finish. With the position he plays, there could be injuries that arise. There could be a lot of wear and tear on that body. So the last 3 to 4 or 5 years of that contract at $38 million a year, if they need to dump it, it's going to be awfully tough to dump for a DH at nearly $40 million a year. If they're smart, here's what you do. You go 10 years, $350 million.
10 years, $350. Okay.
So then he gets $35 million a year until he's 33 years old.
With club options?
With club options and player options.
Okay.
Because that gets you in the money he wants, where he can still, at 33, he can go get another contract at the end of his career. It's still probably $20 to $25 million a year, and he can go play somewhere else. Now, who says he wants to be with the Washington Nationals that long? I mean, a player of his talent and his caliber, he's already got a World Series. He's already been to the pinnacle of greatness. The team doesn't look like they're doing anything right now. If you spend that kind of money on him for that long, how long is it going to take them to accrue enough money and enough good players to make another deep run and go get another World Series. The question about this, does Juan Soto care more about money or does he care more about legacy and rings?
I think
I don't know that.
I think it's a little bit of all three of those. I think he kind of wants to win another one. I think he definitely wants the money. And I think he also wants to or compete at least. I think he wants to be – he doesn't want to be a part of the worst team in the league year in and year out. That's hard on you as a player. That's hard on you as a person. It's got to be infuriating. I mean, just play 9 innings and then I think it just degrades you not degrades you, but
mentally it's got to be taxing.
Yeah, it's got to mentally you're like, oh, I got to play 3.5 hours, and I think it would just be annoying. So I think he thinks that the Nationals are not the team to accept that offer from, and I think he's stupid. He would be stupid to have accepted that offer. I think he's going to test the waters in free agency. I believe it's next season.
Yep. Or push for a trade.
And if he has a team like the Dodgers, the Cardinals, even the Yankees, oh my gosh, think about how he would mash at Yankee Stadium.
I'd have to stop watching baseball.
Oh my gosh. Sick. Oh my gosh. I just think
you need to go to the bathroom.
Oh my gosh. I'm getting a little red right now. Anyways, I mean, good Lord. But I think if he a competitor, I mean, even the Mets have been on the Aaron Judge train for the last couple of years. And now, or 2 years, I guess. Now, what if they say, hey, we want this Juan Soto guy because Aaron Judge is going to the Texas Rangers? The more I hear about the Aaron Judge going to the Rangers, I'm like, that's already done.
That was a good prediction, wasn't it?
That's all I can think of. I'm like, it just makes sense for the Rangers. They need to hire Josh as a GM.
Hey, can I interrupt you for 1 minute?
Yeah, you can interrupt me.
I want to give a little shout out.
Okay. Who are you shouting
Mom.
at? Oh, Mom.
Mom's watching.
Mom is watching? Oh, my gosh.
So watch your mouth.
I've been trying to.
You've done good so far for the most part.
Get with you two.
I know. I asked her what it means.
Oh, it's Rhonda. Oh, hi, Rhonda. Rhonda, I felt I was going to address you the other day on Cardinals Chronicles because Josh was telling me what you said about me. And listen, Bad Logan, I'm sorry. I'm trying to be nice here. I try to do the parental controls on my mouth, but sometimes the filter, listen, I get a little too drunk sometimes. I take a couple of these and a couple of Valium and Vicodin and, I mix it all together and she's going to freak out on me. But anyways,
yeah, she is.
I love you and I'm trying to be nicer. But, Josh is a bad influence. You should have taught him better. Wash his mouth out with soap. Get the belt out. Beat him. Anyways.
Man. You know what? She can go back and watch all these and she can well, actually she watches most of them. So she can judge for herself. You're painting a bad picture, buddy.
I know. I love it.
But sorry, just didn't mean to interrupt you that much. I just want to give a shout out to Mom. Love the support, appreciate it.
I was gonna address it the other day and then I forgot. Anyways. So yeah, Juan Soto. Where do you think Juan's going? Do you think he goes back to the Nationals?
If the Nationals make the correct deal, and maybe they do something in this offseason. See, so if I'm Juan Soto, here's what I'm doing.
Okay.
I am totally playing this year out. I am watching what happens in the offseason going into next year, and I'm seeing what moves the franchise is making to decide what I want to do. If I don't really like what they're doing, and I don't like the farm system, and I don't like the guys I see in spring training, and I've done my research on who they've drafted and who I'm going to play with for potentially the next 5 to 10 years, I'm finding a way out. And it's Juan Soto, so he'll find a way out because Washington knows that if he requests a trade, Washington's going to get paid to get him back.
Yeah.
So or to get value for him back. So, I mean, let's put in this perspective. Let's say Toronto wants Juan Soto.
Yeah.
We're gonna go opposite league here, right? What do you think Toronto gives up for Juan Soto? I think they give up not Vlad, but maybe they give up Alejandro Kirk. Maybe they also give up
See, I would say a bunch of minor leaguers.
well, I think it's going to take more than minor leagues. You're going to want impact players immediately. I think it's going to be an impact player or two immediately. An impact player.
Oh, you're talking about to keep Juan Soto. The Nationals.
If the Nationals want to, let's say Toronto wants Juan Soto, they're probably going to give up Alejandro Kirk. I think his name's Alejandro Kirk. What's Bo Bichette? And then some minor leaguers on top of it. I think that's what it would take. So I think Washington knows that even if he wants out, they're going to get their return. On him. So if I'm Juan, I'm waiting around and I'm checking it out. And if I want to trade, I'm going to say, hey, give me a trade. I want out. Or I play out my contract and I test free agency, and then I'm going to go get paid anyways, even at 25. Now that 10-year contract at $350 million or $400 million looks real good too.
Yeah. Yeah. I do like the 10-year contract. The only thing is that I would do. I mean, 33, that's kind of the prime years too. I mean, that's still kind of prime. So, but yeah, I would definitely do the, like you said, club options. But yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what they would have. I mean, because they got Nelson Cruz because they said they wanted to they didn't want Juan to feel like he was carrying the team too much. And then Nelson Cruz is kind of crap in the bed. See how I did that. And then like Victor Robles and all those other guys. So I don't see him staying with the Nationals even if they wanted him. I just don't know. I think he might get traded in the offseason. But I don't know who would. I mean, I guess the Dodgers would trade for him, but I don't know if they could keep him.
I don't know if they have the payroll space for it.
They'd lose.
The Yankees would be a fitting case because of how many people they're losing this offseason. So how much payroll they're going to have available to go make a big payment.
I've been hearing that they don't like to spend a lot of. They're not wanting to go over the luxury tax, and that's why Yankee fans are kind of scared because they aren't. They're like right at the luxury tax right now, I think, with their payroll. Anyways, but I'm sure the Juan Soto story will be going on for a while. Do you have anything else before we move on?
Nah, I'm good. Okay. Wish him the best luck, though. Hope he gets back to himself because he hasn't been playing well lately.
He's been fine. He's on a shit team. When you're on a shit team, it's like Paul Goldschmidt in 2019. Don't you start with me. Anyways, I mean, crap team. Oh my gosh, so much Freddie Freeman stuff. Okay, so I wanted to talk about this real quick because it's a little bit lighthearted, and before we get into the big one, the big kahuna. Joey Votto introduced himself to a young fan during the Reds-Cubs game. His next at bat, he goes deep and makes sure to get give him the fan a high five. So they're in Wrigley. Joey Votto just walks up to a Cubs fan as he's about to, when he's on the on-deck circle, shakes or waves at him and asks him questions and stuff. And then at the at-bat, he hits a home run and he goes back to the dugout and then he notices the fan and he runs back and he goes and gets a high five from his fan. And that's so cool. Like Joey Votto, he's such a great player, but he's also like a really fun guy. And he loves like messing around with the kids and stuff at the games. And he's a great part of the game. So did you get a chance to see that or?
I didn't catch that one, man. I wish I would have now because it's kind of one of those feel-good moments, which I'm always down for.
Yeah, and so I was loving that. Oh, my gosh, I can't believe I forgot about this one. Happy Bobby Bonilla Day.
Oh, yeah. Man, I was going to throw that in on you at the end.
This is one of my favorite parts. These are one of my favorite days of the year. Um, Bobby Bonilla obviously gets paid 1 point. What is it? Oh, I had the contract too. Oh, there it is. $1,193,248.20 today for his contract, and yeah, it's awesome. Uh, the Bobby Bonilla contract is probably one of my favorite things to ever happen. Uh, I would love to play and get a whole bunch of money, and um, and then like 20 years later just get paid for another additional 15 years, like $1 million a year. Just like, oh, hey, here's your $1 million. Like, that's just awesome. That's a dream of mine. I want to get paid like after I retire. I love that there's like 20 cents on there, and like, does he really want the 20 cents? Like, what is he? That's the thing that gets me. It kind of made me laugh a lot. Anyways, but that's hilarious to me. I lost not Brandon, Josh for a second there, so I'm just gonna sit here in silence. Kidding. Oh look, Josh is back. Wow. Oh my god. Anyways, I know why you left now, and now I'm pissed. Anyways, sorry, Mom, but guess what? You need to come in here and start beating some people.
Hold on. You're gonna get mad at me to help you out for helping out a teammate?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's in the middle of my show.
You were doing your thing. I wasn't interrupting.
You didn't hear anything.
We were talking about Bobby Bonilla.
Yeah. Did you hear what I said about Bobby Bonilla and how it was my dream to have a Bobby Bonilla contract?
It's all of our dreams to have a Bobby Bonilla contract.
I love the Bob. I like. Oh my gosh!
Did you cover how old he's going to be when the contract ends?
No, I didn't.
72.
Oh my gosh! Like I was saying, like I would love to retire, and then 15 years later, I still get a steady check of $1 million for what, 25 years or something. What is it? 24. Like, good Lord,
yeah,
$1 million. And the 20 cents is just the cherry on top. I love that. That makes me laugh so hard. Like I just figured like they give him like just straight $1 million, and then he's like, hey, where's the 20 cents you owe me, you asshole? Anyways. Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow. For some reason can you hear that on my headphones? Anyways, yeah, it's
barely.
Freaking people are blowing up my phone. Anyways, so let's go ahead and get into this. Are you ready to get into this? Oh, actually, before we get into it, we need to talk about the robot umps, because I know
you want to do this now.
You are steaming. You are steaming right now.
All right, here we go.
And I'm just going to sit back and realize how right I was.
How right you were my rear end.
What? I was saying
anyways,
it was going to happen.
Oh, well, yeah, you said it was going to happen. You think it's going to be so great. Oh, my God. Man. Well, guess what? Rob Manfred came out this week and said that we're going to have robot umps in 2024. You know what? For the sake of the game, I hope it's better. For the sake of the game, I hope I'm wrong. But it will not make the game any more fun or more enjoyable for me. You're taking out two critical parts of the game. One, the human element of the pitcher having to adjust to the minor differences between each umpire's strike zone, and you're taking away the skill of the catcher to frame pitches. And framing pitches has always been a part of the game. Always has been. There's no reason to take that away, but now it's going to be taken away. And the robot umps are going to take away the element of the difficulty of adjustment. The best pitchers, like Adam Wainwright, can adjust to different strike zones. And these strike zones typically don't vary very much. You're talking maybe an inch and a half. You're talking about the black part around the plate getting called versus not getting the black part around the plate getting called, which black part of the plate used to always get called, and now it doesn't always get called anymore because of the stupid little box. You're taking away the skill of the game on two different sides from two different positions. It's insane. It's whatever. We're getting bigger bases. We've got replay now, which I don't mind the replay so much because it helps. But good God, these robotic umps, I'm not looking forward to it. I hope I'm wrong. I really do, because I love baseball. And if this ruins baseball for me, I'm going to get super mad. And then I'm going to have to rely on hockey and football only. And that's just going to be a disappointment because I can't stand basketball, at least pro basketball. I will probably in a couple of years when LeBron's gone. Nothing against LeBron personally. I just don't think he's great for the game.
Damn.
But, like, you bring back a guy like MJ and Larry Bird, and I'm down. I'll watch basketball all the time. Different topic for a different day. But I'm really, really not happy with the robot ump thing. This is going to be a debate that Logan and I are going to have halfway through the season of 2024, and I'm going to look at him and go, you were wrong, or I'm going to look at him and I'm going to go, you were right. And I don't know which one it's going to be. Personally, I hope I get to say you were wrong and this sucks and screwing up the game. But for the game of baseball, for the youth of the nation that's coming up into the game of baseball, and for the fans, I hope it works out well. I hope it's good for the game. But I think it's going to make the game a lot more boring, a lot less fun. Your catcher's not going to have the skill that he used to have before. Your pitcher is not going to have the skill that he had before. All he's got to do is be able to throw the ball hard, and that's really it. That's really all it's going to be. It's they're still going to have control and location, but they're not going to have to adapt. Adaptation is one of the greatest skills any athlete can have. Football is a game of adaptation. Hockey is a game of adaptation. Basketball, to an extent, is a game of adaptation. There's always moving variables that you have to adapt to beat, to win. That's one of my favorite things about pitching and catching in baseball. And even as a hitter, you have to adapt to how the plate moves from ump to ump. And again, most of these umps are very, very consistent. There's 5 or 6 really, really, really bad ones that are egregious. There's probably another handful that are borderline where you're just like, I don't know what he's looking at half the time. But for the most part, the umps are good. And this, in my opinion, is going to take away from the game. I know I've ranted about this before, so I'm not going to go on very, very long. But yes, Rob Manfred said that we're going to have robot umps in 2024. I think it's despicable. I think Rob Manfred's horrible. And I think he should retire and be replaced as soon as humanly possible because he is destroying the game of baseball.
Okay. Quick side note. What do you think of the DH?
So,
in 5 words or less.
5 words or less? Ooh.
Yes. Do you like it or do you not like it?
I'm still trying to decide. 5 words.
Okay. Anyways, I like the DH. And I remember for the longest time, everyone in the National League, including my old man father, used to go, it's going to change the game for the worse. And guess what? The DH came, and fans are still here. The game is still interesting. And some would say it's a little more interesting. The game, I mean, look. The thing is that the robot umps, yes, it's going to take away from the strategy of the catcher, and the catcher is going to actually have to do something besides paint the strike zone or frame the strike zone. They're going to have to actually hit and be productive contributors to society. Yachty. Anyways, but I mean, like, look, if it doesn't work, it's not going to work. Look, and that's why they're testing it all out in the minor leagues. They want to try it out. People were bitching about the replay. It'll be and it came back and it was fine. People were bitching about a lot of things. It's totally fine. I think, look, it's going to change the game. That is for sure. I don't think it's going to be a hindrance. And umpires are also going to have the ability to override a strike. So, knowing Angel Hernandez, he's probably going to turn off the strike zone and just do it himself because he's an asshole.
So, explain to me how it actually works. Can the umps just turn the K zone off? Is it called the K zone?
I guess.
Can we call it the K zone for the sake of the conversation since we don't know the name?
Fine. That's fine.
So they just hit a button and it kills it?
No. So what happens is it's kind of like PitchCom where the pitcher will throw the strike and the computer will send the umpire from what I heard whenever it first came out, they may have changed it, but it goes into the earpiece of a umpire and the umpire says strike or ball. And then if the umpire just thinks it's a mess up, they can override it. But I mean, there shouldn't be hardly any reason they should be able to override it. But I mean, we talk about it at least twice a week where we talk or have a conversation about how the umpires are just overly bad and they don't even care at this point. At this point, like 10 years ago, it was fine. It seemed like they would make mistakes, but it wasn't like overly offensive. Like they weren't nitpicking. It seems like now umpires are just like they just want to control everything. Like we talked about last week with that Reds pitcher, they take off the wedding ring, and so it's kind of like something that they did to themselves. Well, Angel Hernandez is still in the league, and Angel Hernandez is the reason why we are so okay with this. When I say we, I mean the people who are on board with robot umps. And obviously it's going to change. I don't think it's going to change the pitching so much. I think it'll change the catching. But I mean, pitchers are still going to be nasty. I mean,
so how many of those see more strikeouts or more walks?
The beginning, I would say more walks.
How long is the beginning for you? Because I think that'll take 2 or 3 years.
You think 2 or 3 years? I was thinking more like 2 or 3 months. 2 months.
I need to go to a minor league game where they're doing the robot umps so I can really get a take on it because I've never been to one. I haven't been to one.
Yeah.
Last time I went to a minor league game, it was still real umps, like real baseball.
Yeah.
Not fake baseball, video game baseball. That's what I'm going to call it, video game baseball.
It's not video game baseball. There are actual hitters. There are actual pitchers. They're all making the strikes. I'm interested. We talked about that Jake Storiale, topic the other month or two ago, and he was talking about how like pitch framing is going to be extinct in a little bit, and catchers are going to have to depend on other things. And I'm kind of interested in that now. I want to see how that unfolds. But anyways, so robot umps officially coming in 2024, I think.
Yeah, sneaky little dumb.
Which
I hate AI. I just hate AI in general. I hate robots are taking over everything, and I'm not going to get on a full blown rage on this one, but we are going to. And I'm not being a conspiracy theorist. I'm not crazy. Automation is going to happen. Robots do help make manufacturing easier. Everything else, save money, time, whatever. But robots are gonna take the fun away. I'm sorry, it's gonna ruin part of the fun. I like yelling at the ump. I like telling the umps that they're stupid. They missed the call.
I feel bad about it now. You
don't feel bad about anything. You don't have a heart or a soul. You live in Texas.
Wow. Good Lord, what is it? What do people think about Texans?
I love Texas.
I know
you guys are hard-nosed, rhinestone Americans. I love you guys.
I think you're going to come to Texas one day and you're just going to be like, oh, this is anticlimactic.
I hope not. I hope everybody's riding around on ponies and horses, and they got their 6-shooter and their cowboy hat on, their spurs, and you walk in the bar and it's like, give me a beer.
Fuck. I was going to say that doesn't happen, but it does. I saw that the other day. Dang it.
I want to be able to rent a pony, rent my cowboy outfit, ride up to the saloon, tie my little horse up on the rail thing there, and then kick open the saddle swinging doors and sit down in the bar and go, I need a shot and a beer. I so badly want to do that because I want to live in the 1880s in Texas. I think it'd be fun. But hey, I think it's time we got to give a shout out to our sponsors.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Before we get into the big one.
Right, man. We had no breakdown here. All right, guys. I'm sure if you've watched our show, you know who our big sponsor is right now. It is Row One Brand Art Gallery, full of vintage, classic, sporting artwork, apparel, mugs, all kinds of good goodie items. Great gifts for your moms, your dads, your grandmas, your grandpas, your aunts, your uncles, your sisters, your cousins, anybody in the family, any of your friends. The boss you pissed off last week because you showed up to work late 3 times. One time you were hungover, and you know he's a die-hard baseball fan, so you go buy him that 1965 Cubs vintage style mug because you know he'll love it. It'll get you out of trouble. Row One Brand, awesome stuff. They're always dropping new apparel. They're dropping new artwork. And I mean, when I say vintage, I mean this stuff is awesome, fantastic, great, especially for people like our parents who grew up in the 60s and the 70s. Lots of cool stuff. You guys got to give them a check. You know, go on their website, check out their whole gallery. They got a little bit of everything out there. There is something for everyone. It's awesome. And when you go in and you get any piece of artwork, when you go to checkout, you put in our code VSP15 and get you 15% off your order, and that lets them know that we sent you their way, and then they send us a nice little thank you note and say, hey, we appreciate the sponsorship and the cooperation of business. And if you guys really, really feel juicy, get Logan's address, send him something from the Texas Rangers because he loves the Texas Rangers.
I do like the Texas Rangers.
He likes them. He doesn't love them that much.
Oh, my gosh.
But so go ahead. You gonna let me finish?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
No, I'm sorry. I gotta say it one more time. Row One Brand Art Gallery, discount code VSP15 at checkout. Get you 15% off all your artwork that you order. Again, great gift ideas for anybody in the family or any of your friends that are big sports people. We're talking from baseball to college football, college basketball, NBA, hockey, the whole 9 yards. So go check them out.
Okay, so I'm laughing because I'm looking at my feed, and apparently Corbin Burns pitched tonight. The Brewers destroyed the Pirates. Anyways.
Well, yeah, they played the Pirates. Who doesn't destroy the Pirates?
I don't know. I was going to say the Pirates are actually pretty good this year. They're not good, but they're better than they've been. I mean, they have some sluggers on there. Anyways, but so apparently Corbin Burns caught a fly ball, and then to end the inning, and he just decided to run to the dugout. And so I think he had to take a monster shit, and it kind of makes me laugh because the video is he's just running down to the dugout, and everybody's trying to high five him, and he's pushing people away, and he's running down into the clubhouse. And so that's pretty funny. But
rounds to the Super Bowl.
Okay, one more thing.
Kids off at the pool
before we go into the Freddie Freeman thing. Nolan Arenado hit for the cycle today. I thought you said you wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, never mind. Go ahead.
Josh has thoughts about it.
No, go ahead. You got it. I just announced it. It's all right.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought, okay.
That's why I wore my Cardinal stuff, but it's all good.
It's his second career cycle. First one with the Cardinals, and good job.
First one since 2005 for the Cardinals.
Oh yeah, I couldn't even pronounce the other guy who did it. But
Gredzlik.
Yeah. Good job.
He was all about the offense tonight for the Cardinals. He had all 3 runs.
Yeah, Cardinals end up losing, but I was thinking, man, this has got to be so cool. And then I remembered his last cycle, and I was like, oh, where he hit the walk-off home run to complete it. Anyways, so good for Nolan Arenado. It's kind of is it fun to watch the cycle? Is it as fun as I don't know?
It was cool listening to it because I couldn't watch it.
Yeah. Anyways, okay. Into the Freddie. Or do you have anything to say about it?
No, I'm just really happy for him. There was something for the Cardinals fans to cheer about tonight.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Freddie Freeman officially officially Freddie Freeman. Nothing else. Nothing else matters right now.
I'm giving you the floor.
Okay, so I'm going to cover everything that we've heard and seen in this week. I'm really glad that we waited till today to cover it because there was just nonstop discussions for 3 straight days about it. So, Freddie Freeman decided there was a story that came out that Freddie Freeman was angry with his agent after the Braves and Dodgers series, and he and so he decided to fire his agent Casey Close. Okay, fine. He's going to be self-represented. He's got 7-year contract, so he's got plenty of time to find new representation. So good job. Everything's good. Great. Wonderful. Good. Next day, Doug Gottlieb.
Yep.
Came out with a tweet and said, Casey Close never told Freddie Freeman about the Braves' final offer. That is why Freeman fired him. He found out in Atlanta this weekend. It isn't that rare to have happen in MLB, but it happened. Close knew Freddie would have taken the Atlanta deal. Okay, that sounds really bad. And it honestly is really bad. Let's see. Then Close came out and said, I will not stand by as the circumstances surrounding Freddie Freeman's departure from Atlanta are mischaracterized. Since March, the Braves have fostered a narrative about the negotiations, which stated plainly is false. Part of that false narrative is the suggestion that I did not communicate a contract offer to the Freemans. To be clear, we communicated every offer that was made, as well as every communication XL, the company that Close works for, had with the Braves organization throughout the entire process. I have a 30-year reputation in this business for integrity and honesty, and I have always operated with the utmost character. At Excel, we are privileged to represent many exemplary athletes, some of whom have chosen to spend their entire careers with one franchise. We always put the players' goals and best interests first, and will always continue to do so. So, and then another thing, so that kind of sounded like, okay, that obviously they are taking saying that this is false. This is there's no way this is true. And then Derek Jeter said, I've known Kate who. Okay, so Derek Jeter was represented by Casey, and he said, I have known Casey since I was 18. Over the last 30 years, we have had our share of differences of opinion, but to this day, he remains a trusted advisor and friend. He is a man who values morals, integrity, and above all else, honesty and transparency. And apparently, as of right now, the company XL is looking to sue or press charges against Khalib or whatever the guy who made the tweet. So this is just kind of interesting. Gottlieb, in so many ways. I mean, there's more to this story, I'm sure. But I mean, that's it for now. Really, I think that was the last thing that we heard about was that they are pressing charges or trying to. They're looking for legal action against Gottlieb, and so this is what I think. If the accusations that Gottlieb is stating is true, I am willing to bet all of the money I have that the Dodgers greased oh my gosh, Close's palms, bribed him to kind of sweep the Braves offer under the rug. I think that's and I'm not saying that this is something that the Dodgers have done. Like the Dodgers are the only team to have done this. I don't believe that's true, but I think this is a thing that most teams have done, and um, unfortunately, I think the Dodgers are getting caught in the middle of this. Um, I tend to agree with this. I believe that Close probably did not offer something or did not tell Freeman the offer that there was, and I I I think I think he's done it multiple times before, and I think every agent has done this multiple times before. I don't think it's anything new. So I don't want to say that this is exclusively the Dodgers, or I don't think this is exclusively XL or Casey Close. This is a Casey Close thing, but I think this has happened. And honestly, that's a little sad to me because Freddie Freeman, he loves the Braves. He grew up with the Braves, or I mean, that was his team, and you could see it in his eyes. I mean, he obviously would have stayed with the Braves if they had offered him a contract. And it's a stupid idea to think that they didn't offer him a contract. I think they were hung up on years. I believe he wanted 7 years, and they were wanted to offer him 6 years. And so I really don't know um, what to think right now. Right now, surface level, I want to I I think there's something fishy going on with XL and Casey Close, but I don't know if Josh is here. So, but that's what I think about it. Josh, do you have any thoughts on it?
Well, I was just giving you the uninterrupted floor, good sir.
Oh yeah, no, it's
Oh,
totally fine.
muted my
I
mic.
just didn't. Oh, okay, you muted yourself. Okay, so I can't even see you on the other thing, so that's why.
Gotcha. So my take on it is very, I'm very disappointed. Um, I know ethics is a hard thing to come by in the world we live in nowadays for some people. And if this story is true and Close didn't give that offer out to Freeman and Freeman never knew about it, which I don't know why Freeman would lie. I don't think Freeman would have fired him on the spot upon this news coming out if there wasn't some kind of truth to it. Um, Obviously, he had motive. I mean, look at the contract difference. They were looking at about $20 million difference in contracts. So let's just say, for the sake of this conversation, he gets somewhere between 8 and 10% of that contract offer. That's up into $2 million for him in his own pocket, or at least for the agency, and he gets his cut. So there's obviously a potential for clear cut motive. But if this happened, I think you're going to see a lot of players down the road reevaluate their contracts with their agents and check and see, maybe do a little bit more due diligent research on how they are with their character as a human being and as a business partner. I hope it's not true, because this is just another black mark in baseball, and this isn't obviously wouldn't be limited to baseball. I'm sure it probably happens in football and hockey and basketball as well, and all the other pro sports. But if I was a player at this point, I would severely be questioning the agency that represents me. And Freddie's been in the game long enough; he could probably negotiate his own contract. Um, I know Matt Morris did it back when he was a Cardinal. He negotiated his own contracts. I believe when Pujols was with the Cardinals, he was in all the contract talks, so he knew what was going on in his contracts. So I don't know why a player, and so a little bit of me, if this is true, puts this back on Freeman. Why would you not even be there for your contract conversations? Like, why would you not be firsthand there, listening to offers and making sure you're hearing it straight from the team?
Well, I don't. Uh, well, first of all, I think with the way the thing is the agents or players prefer to have their agents like answer all calls. And I think he was at home, and the Braves called Close and said, "Hey, we have another offer that we want him," and I think Close just didn't relay the message to him.
But didn't Freeman live in Atlanta?
I'm sure he did.
So why wouldn't he say, "Okay, you got an offer? Let's set a meeting up for 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. I'll be in the office." Like if I was a player, there's no way if I'm looking at the contract as a player in his position, I'm not sitting in and hearing the offer for myself. I'm just not taking that risk. But again, I'll be honest with you, I don't trust people.
But it's not like they just sit in a room and together all the time because he was getting a contract.
They can sit at the conference table.
Yeah, but I don't think he ever got the news. That's the thing. He never got the news that, hey, we want to negotiate another contract. Because you remember what we were hearing during the offseason was, Freddie Freeman said this whole contract thing was just weird. Because I never got called by the Braves. And the Braves were like, well, we called you all the time. And Chipper Jones was saying stuff and everybody was saying stuff. And so I'm just saying that, like, I think it's kind of like frowned upon for teams to contact the player like directly. It's kind of like police officers talking to a suspect without a lawyer present kind of thing.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I think the suspect's still present. So I think I guess if I was a player though, I would make sure I was in on everything. If you guys want something or we're gonna talk contract, you talk to me.
But
you make sure I'm in on the phone call. If you don't call me, then I'm gonna assume an offer doesn't come through. That would just be how I would handle it. That's all.
Yeah, I'm sure. But
so I get what you're saying. I completely understand what you're saying. I was just giving you my side of my point of view.
I get what you're saying now. I thought you were saying like, oh, but yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I put a little bit of this on Freeman because if you're in that kind of a contract extension and you want to be there, but why would you tell the Braves to contact me?
But if that's your representative for ever since you were a kid, you have to have some sort of an assumption. And
what happens when you assume things?
Well, yeah, that's true. But we're not stupid. I think players know that agents are skimping money even then.
Well, they're lawyers, of course they are.
Well, yeah, and so it's just like it's whatever. Yeah, but
doing that. What you're saying, if I was a player myself, especially in that situation, I'm looking at the team going, "You work with me, you talk to me."
Yeah. But
you have my number, call me.
But if you have 30 teams calling you 24 hours a day, you would definitely want to be like off
if I want to stay with if I'm playing for the Cardinals and I'm 29 years old coming up in my next contract, I go back into Gersh's and Mosaic's office and I go, guys, I want to be here the rest of my career. The fans love me. You guys love me. If you want something, let's get this worked out. You work through me. Or you make sure I'm present for everything. And I think that will probably start happening. If this all comes out as being real and this actually happened, then I think you're going to start seeing that with bigger players. Big-time players are going to say if they want to stay in the city that they're in, they're going to say, you make sure I'm there. You call me directly.
Yeah. So a couple things I want to say. If this turns out to be true, Freddie Freeman needs to sue XL and Casey Close, and because that's just that's bad. That's bad that you got caught, and it's bad that you just did that. Because not only for Freeman, but for the Braves. There's something about being a single player who plays for, or being a player who plays for a single team. That's just not there anymore. And I think Freeman was, he would have probably taken $100 million or something if the contract was, I think if the years was right or something, but it didn't work out that way because Casey Close. Now, I do want to give the benefit of the doubt. Like Derek Jeter has said, I trust him, but how much did Derek Jeter even know?
Right.
So there's that.
But also with Derek Jeter, the Yankees probably always offered the money Jeter wanted.
Well, yeah. I'm sure there wasn't really any competition with the other teams. So, but another thing is that if the Dodgers get found out and they get dragged into this,
What's the penalty going to be?
I wonder would the Dodgers accept or want to trade Freeman to the Braves for Matt Olson?
See, this is stuff where you and I, we're not educated at all because
Yeah.
we don't understand how the legal terms and the contracts work out.
Well,
It's a contract. It's signed. I don't know if there's any kind of clauses in there that if this or this or this happens, the contract's null and void.
Yeah.
And just because it's Freeman, I mean, we don't know. We also don't know what. I mean, we can look it up and see what Olson's contract says. Does he have any no trade clause or no movement clause or anything like that?
He probably does have a no trade clause because he's got a big contract. So,
but what kind of black mark would this leave on the Dodgers if they really did this? I mean,
they'd be able to get over it, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I mean it's the Dodgers; they get over it. But like for how many for the next 2 or 3 years, do you think any of the players are going to trust him?
The Dodgers, I think. See, it just goes back to that thing to where the Dodgers are probably one of the only teams who are not one of the only teams, probably one of many teams who does stuff like this. And it's just that they got caught, and so now we are seeing this. And so I don't think it's anything new. I think players know about this. I think they just didn't know that it was I don't know. It's just like I think players knew that this was happening. So I don't think anything really changes for the players. It's kind of like the Astros situation. Like the Astros did not like everybody was cheating, but the Astros were the only one who got caught. And so I think it's kind of like that. I think the Dodgers are going to have to eat some not crow, but like eat shit for a while, but they're kind of screwed. I mean, they'll be fine, I'm sure. Players are still going to want to go to the team because they're the Dodgers and they'll pay money and they have a really good chance of winning a championship. So,
probably right.
But yeah, that part of me thinks like would the Dodgers like do a trade for Matt Olson just to say, hey, listen, we know we screwed up. We'll trade Freddie Freeman to the Braves to right the ship, kind of thing. And I know Freeman would accept that trade. I don't know if Matt Olson, because he grew up a Braves fan, he loves the Braves too, and so that would kind of suck for Matt Olson. But I'm sure he would be like, hey, I like the Dodgers. The Dodgers are a good team, and I love California because I lived in California. So, but I don't. I mean, it kind of sucks for Matt Olson in the long run too, because now Matt Olson is just kind of, last week we got the comeback of Freddie Freeman where he, it was all about Freddie Freeman, and then Matt Olson kind of gets pushed to the side, and then we hear Matt Olson talk, and then we hear Freddie Freeman was not aware of the second contract. So they're like, oh, well, we got Matt Olson now. So I wonder if the waters has kind of, or the idea of Matt Olson has kind of died down a little bit for the Braves fans. That's all I got on Freddie Freeman right now. Do you have anything?
No, I think I've pretty clearly expressed my opinions on the matter. I don't want to get I don't want to get into it any deeper personally until I get more news and find out what's really going on. I just think it's a shameful situation, and if this guy really did this, his career as an agent's over.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, there's so much news. I totally forgot. Okay, so I'm gonna run through these quickly. Carlos Santana got traded to the Mariners for for some minor league prospects. Good job, Mariners. Mariners are, that kind of is sad because they that kind of means that Ty France is going to be out for a while. So there's some disappointing news, bittersweet. But Carlos Santana, Royals are selling, so they're gonna. I think everything is going now. Whit Merrifield's probably gonna go. Benintendi, Salvador Perez, we've been hearing about, is going.
Give me
Probably.
Benintendi.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about Benintendi. I don't know. I'm back and forth on it. Greinke, I'm sure, is going to be out, but he may just want to stay because this is his last year, I think. But there's that. Do you have any ideas on that one?
I'd be interested to see where Perez goes. I mean, the thing here is, like, the Royals have I don't want to say a lot. I don't want to say just a few, but they got, like, 4 or 5 actually really decent players. I'm really interested to see who they get rid of and what they get back for what they get rid of. What are you gonna do? You got to build around Bobby Witt Jr. If you trade all the pieces you have away, you got to go build around Bobby Witt Jr. You need pitching.
Yeah.
You need another catcher because Perez is getting older. You have a decent out center fielder. You got a good left fielder. They got that utility guy who plays second, short, and right.
Nicky Lopez.
Yeah, second, short, not right. Yeah. So I mean, what are you gonna do? I would love to sit down in the Royals camp and listen to what their game plan is for the future.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird because they were buyers last year and then they were buyers this year, kind of, and we were kind of getting excited. We were like, cool, we're gonna see some excitement from them, and then they just died off and then they gave up.
Hell, I picked them as a sleeper to sneak into the playoffs.
Yeah.
I also didn't know the AL East was going to be as ridiculously good as they are.
I wonder if Amir Garrett is on the trading block because we need a reliever.
I'll take him. Take him.
Yeah. So Bryce Harper got hit in the thumb. Oh my gosh, I watched the video of that. I didn't realize how it just hit him point blank on the thumb.
Mm-hmm.
And it apparently fractured his thumb. He was shaking. He was in so much pain. And like,
you ever broken a finger before?
I broke a nail. No,
that hurts pretty bad too.
Yeah, no, I've never heard. I don't think I've ever broken a finger. I've never gone to the doctor for it.
Ridiculous. There's not much they can do for it, but I can't. Breaking a finger is bad enough. The way his got broke.
Yeah. Oh my.
I wouldn't want to experience that.
I want to see his X-rays because there's no way it's just one break. I mean, it's got to be completely shattered. Not shattered, but it's got to be pretty
screwed
up. I mean, because it was a fastball too, like a 98. I think it was 97 mile fastball. So Bryce's quote was, "I wish it hit my face."
Which I love that about him because he can joke about that. As scary as that situation was last year, at this point he's making jokes about it because when he came back he had 5 bad games where he couldn't stay in the box, and then all of a sudden he starts smoking the ball all over the ballpark again.
Yeah.
This guy has grown on me. I used to hate him.
I know you did.
No, not hate him, but I just didn't like him. He's grown on me, not as much as a player, but as a person. I think he's funny. I think he's got a pretty good attitude. He doesn't seem like a bad guy. He's one of those baseball players where I'd like to meet him.
Yeah.
He's got a good personality, it seems like to me.
I've always heard he's a cool guy, so good job. Yeah, he's a competitor, and we don't know how long he's going to be out. I'm hearing that it's going to be a couple weeks, but some people are saying that he's done for the season. Phillies fans are freaking out because they think their season is done now, so that's disappointing. Let's see. I'm not going to talk about Greinke. Mets hoping to have Jacob deGrom back in a few weeks ahead of August 2nd trade deadline. So good job. I'm guessing they are hoping he comes back before the deadline so that way they can evaluate their rotation better. So that's good, I guess.
I mean, they're only 4 games behind Atlanta.
Yeah.
They're still above 500. So,
But I mean, Bryce Harper is probably the glue to that. I mean, he's the best hitter in that team by far, and everybody else. Nick Castellanos hasn't been great.
talk about a big swing and a miss for that payday he got.
Oh, okay. Kyle Schwarber is doing really well, but Kyle Schwarber just does well everywhere. So yeah. Do you think it's gonna? How bad is that gonna hurt the Phillies? Do you think?
I'll tell you in 16 days.
16 days. Oh, wait, what's it? Oh, the All-Star game?
We play him
'em
6 more times in 17 days.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
So once I get a better look at the team, I'll be able to give you that answer.
Yeah. Sergio Romo signs with the Blue Jays. I didn't even know he got DFA'd by the Mariners. Don't
Neither
know
did
why.
I.
What the fuck, Cardinals? Yeah. He's been a good player. I mean, we talked about him a couple weeks ago, and we were surprised that he's still pretty good.
I wonder if something happened in the locker room.
I guess so.
Where we got into it with the manager, and they just said, "You know what? You're out of here.
Yeah.
You're out of here." It's my 1940s.
Yeah,
Didn't like that?
No, that was sad. That was almost as bad as your. That was almost as bad as, and you were watching VSN.
You want to go over this real quick because you copied what I did.
I know I did.
And I was like, well, he should have just put ours up together.
That's good. Oh man, that's good.
Hey, it was better than your first take.
No, my first take was gold.
Your first take was absolutely hilarious, but it was not something we could put on the air.
We could put it on the air.
No, because nobody would watch.
They would watch. You know what? I'm going to do it at the end of the show tonight. Okay.
No, you're not. I will kill the broadcast.
Okay, like I said before, we covered this on Monday's episode, but the Angels and Mariners got into a big brawl. Archie Bradley broke his elbow jumping out of the dugout because he face planted. John Boy has a great breakdown of it. We can't really go into more detail about that, but if you haven't watched it, watch that. John Boy does really good stuff.
It's not John Boy. For those of you who don't know, it's John Boy.
Yeah, John Boy.
For the people who don't know what you're referring to, it sounds like you're saying John Boy.
John Boy?
John Boy, J-O-N.
John Boy Media.
John Boy Media.
Anyways, but there was a whole bunch of suspensions. Jesse Winker, Anthony Rendon. I don't know how that Anthony Rendon suspension goes. Does he get it now, or does he get it like whenever he's eligible to play?
So I would have to think that question.
I think it's when he can play.
Eligible. Yeah.
So in like 3 years, he's gonna get 3 games.
He's hoping they forget by then.
Yeah, right. And then this is what made me laugh was one of the Shohei's translators got suspended for 5 games.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Tell the story.
I don't even know. I don't know what he did. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, it just makes me laugh.
How does a translator get suspended for 5 games?
I don't know. I don't know.
Did he make a dirty joke to the ump or something?
I have no idea, but he got suspended. So I don't know. Like, I don't even know why the translator was in it. I don't even know what he was doing, but some of these suspensions were just like egregious in my opinion. Like obviously Jesse Winker probably needed to get suspended. I don't think. Oh yeah, Phil Nevin got suspended 10 games. Who was like Ryan DePera? He was in there a lot, right? Raisel Iglesias. He got angry because he got ejected, and he was one of the few that was playing peacemaker, and so and then that's when he threw the bubble gum and the sunflower seeds. which is kind of funny. I love that. But yeah, full conversation about the brawl was on Monday, and so that's good. Okay, so back to Freddie Freeman, one of our last stories. So Freddie Freeman obviously had an emotional return to Atlanta last weekend. He he comes in and like cries, and it became the Freddie Freeman show. Was more than the Cardinals or not Cardinals, Dodgers versus Braves rematch. And I think Clayton Kershaw got kind of offended by it. Clayton Kershaw went and talked to somebody and said, he said, it was very cool to see Freddie Freeman's reception. He's obviously been a big contributor for our team, and I hope we're not second fiddle. It's a pretty special team over here, too. I think whenever he gets comfortable over here, he'll really enjoy it. It was a good night for him. So I kind of understand that because Clayton Kershaw is a competitor first. I think really what he was trying to tell Freeman was, hey, listen, this is all nice, but don't forget, don't get caught up in it. Remember that we're competing here, and the Braves are kind of a thorn in our side, and so come and join or make sure your head's in the game, basically. Did you have any thoughts on these comments?
I don't have a problem with what Kershaw said. It's something I don't put out to the media. That for me is a locker room conversation.
Yeah.
If I'm Freeman at this point, I'm going back to Kershaw and I'm going, you got a problem with the way I carry myself? Does it look like I'm not playing for you guys? And that to me would cause controversy because he did it. He aired that out on TV. That's a conversation. If you want to make that single solitary comment, that one part about not being second fiddle, that is an in locker room, two men face to face having that conversation. If I were Freeman, I'd punch Kershaw in the face. I'd knock his front teeth out.
That's just because you were you. I don't think Kershaw was saying it like maliciously. Like whenever I read the comments again, and out loud, I just think it doesn't sound. I don't think he went out just wanting to like make a statement and say, "Hey." I think he was trying to say, "Hey, I hope you don't think we're like chopped liver over here. We're a good team too. We have a great city, great culture too, and hopefully you get a chance to really grow into that." I'm sure that they addressed it in the locker room behind the scenes. I think he was just caught up in the moment and was just like, hey, like
still
they came up.
If I was Kershaw, I wish I would have been. It'll be one of the things I wish I could have that one back.
Yeah. And I think the media kind of overblew the phrase too, or the the second fiddle thing. But it is what it is. But I think Kershaw is right. I mean, you think he's right too, right? I mean, you don't like how he went about it, but you think he's right.
I think if Freeman wasn't playing well, then I would think Kershaw was right. But he was getting his ring.
Yeah.
It was his first series back home. There's going to be some emotions there because he played his whole career there. He led them to their first World Series, and golly, I can't even count how long it was because I don't remember their last one.
96, I think.
So yeah, I mean, for me,
26 years or something.
For me, it was a little uncalled for.
Yeah.
I mean, in all honesty, I don't think he was right. I mean, I'm not gonna say he was wrong, but I don't think it was right by any means.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. One more, right? I think it's one more. Vladdy Jr. is declining an invitation to participate in the home run derby. He said, "I don't want to take a chance that my wrist gets hurt again." And I love this. We were talking about this the other day when we were making our home run derby predictions. We said, hey, some players just don't like the home run derby because it screws up their swing. If they get injured doing this thing, it doesn't look good. Like, sure, it's fun in games and it's, you're playing, you're just having fun and doing whatever. But if you get injured pretty easy, then I don't think you should ever participate in the home run derby.
No extracurriculars for you.
Yeah. And it's kind of like, if you get injured and when you're when you're riding your bike and then that goes against your contract, and then 6 months later you're playing soccer in the outfield like an idiot.
Can you come up with another story for this so we don't relate it to that every time?
Listen, let me tell you something. Fucking Fernando, I swear to, I hate him. I hate him so much.
You gotta stop saying hate so much because you don't hate these people.
I hate him. He angers me so much with his stupidity. I hate him.
Yeah, but he's probably a nice guy who's a lot of fun, and if you hung out with him, you'd probably like him.
I'm sure I would like him, but I'd still call him an idiot to his face. And I
agree with you on that.
If I'm a Padres fan, I'm fuming at him. If I'm the Padres first front office, I'm fuming at him. And I'm like, I'm
trying to find a way to get some of my money back on that contract is what I'm doing if I'm Padres.
I mean, they should, but they're not because of the public perception of it. Speaking of public perception, before we leave, I was listening to Talking Baseball, another plug for another channel. And I heard Trevor Plouffe, I don't know how much you listen to the podcast, but Trevor Plouffe is friends with Jack Flaherty, and because they were connected by Tyler Skaggs.
Okay.
And I heard he said, I texted Jack to see how he was doing, and Jack said it was completely preventative, and I was like, oh no, this is not good. I'm about to start hating Jack. But he was saying that the injury is preventative, like they were able to prevent it from being worse. I was like, this is the wrong wording, dude. Anyways, but do you have any other things you want to talk about tonight?
Well, I want to talk about our merch store because we didn't talk about our merch store yet. So guys, the merch store, we talked about it before, but you got to go check it out now. And the reason you got to check it out now is because it has all of our updated stuff for the Variety Sports Network. The new shirts, the new hats, the new coffee mugs, the new water bottles, the new koozies for your beers to keep them nice and cold. Go check it out. We got our new VSN stuff up. Looks really, really good. I checked it out at the beginning of the show. Simple, classy, refined, great to wear around. Make sure you go on to bonfire.com/store/variety-sports-podcast. Pick you guys up some gear, wear it around, represent us, give us a little love. When we get ours in, we'll start wearing it on screen too. But yeah, you get the trucker hat, you get the snapback hat, you got t-shirts, hoodies, you got the baseball 3/4 length arms shirts, just about anything you could imagine or desire that you'd want. If there's something you're looking for that we don't have up there, shoot us a message. We'll get it over to our CEO. He will be the boss man, and he will find whatever he can to match what your wants are. Also want to give a plug out. So again, hold on, back up real quick. My bad. Again, that's Bonfire for our merch store. It is bonfire.com/store/variety-sports-podcast to get any of our cool apparel that we have out there for order. Anytime you buy something from them, you're helping support the show, and you're helping support the brand and the network. Helps us build, helps us bring you better content. The other thing I want to give a shout out to is to our co-podcasters on the network. You got to go and check out Between the Uprights, shot an episode tonight. It's going to drop this weekend. Go check that out. I know they're super covering the Deshaun Watson story, case, issue, whatever you want to call it. The 5-hole series dropped an episode last night talking about all the coaching movements, and they did the end of the season wrap up. And the best part was they called the Monty hiring for the Boston Bruins right before it happened. Yeah, there was kind of leaks about it, but they got to break the news of right before it actually went live and the contract was signed and everything. The official announcement came out. So we got a lot of great content coming. So make sure you go check out our other shows. Check us out on Wednesday nights for Cardinal Chronicles. That is, if you don't know, our Cardinals exclusive show, what we do for an hour to an hour and a half. We talk about the week that was, the week that will be, things that are going on, things that we hear, rumors that are going on within the Cardinal clubhouse. So make sure you check that show out. We got best of the best. We got the fantasy football shows are coming. We're still looking for a basketball guy or a basketball girl or a basketball crew. So if you are a basketball fan and you want to give podcasting a shot, shoot us a message. We'd love to get you on board, get you on rocking and rolling. You can come do what we do. You can do it in your own way. You don't have to do it the same way we do it. Set your own screen up, do your own broadcast. It's a lot of fun. Bring a friend with you. You guys can do a little partnership like Logan and I have. But we got lots of cool stuff going on right now. We're growing quicker than we can imagine. Again, I want to let you all know for that All-Star game, for the Home Run Derby, Logan and I will be doing live broadcast. We'll have some of the guys from the other shows going to be coming in talking about baseball. You can come on, message us in. We'd love to get your messages in, answer your questions. If you want to be on the show, you want to come talk. Like if you're a Yankees fan or an Astros fan, or you're a fan of any other baseball team and you want to come on the show and talk trash, or you just want to have a discussion, shoot us a message. We are totally down to have other fans on because this is a show, much like one of our other friends on Twitter says, it's a show by sports fans for sports fans. So shoot us a message. Let's get on. Let's do a little rap. Let's check it out. Let's see what each other has to say. We can all learn from each other, have a good time. But yeah, I mean, just come on and enjoy it with us. It's a lot of fun. We enjoy it. I enjoy picking on Logan. Logan obviously enjoys picking on me. He does it every episode. But look, man, you guys hold on. Let me zoom out of here so you can see his little grin on his face while he's on his phone. He was hiding.
I was just wondering when your old man ramblings are going to end.
Well, I guess it's over then. My old man ramblings.
No, you can keep going. No, it's fine.
Hey, you like to talk just baseball, and I love it about you, but somebody's got to drop the rest of the news.
I know. The news. I am the news, motherfucker. No, I'm kidding. I was looking at some messages for us. So yeah.
People shoot us messages during the show, and we're too focused on you guys to pick them up. Yeah. So,
oh yeah, go ahead. Continue.
I was just gonna say I've got nothing else for tonight. I'm looking forward to our next episode. Looking forward to a great weekend. I was just gonna say, be safe out there this weekend. Drink lots of beer, eat lots of barbecue, take lots of Jello shots. Don't lose any fingers or hands. Don't pull a Justin Tuck.
No. Jason Pierre-Paul.
Jason Pierre-Paul. I'm so sorry.
That happened.
I don't know why I said Justin Tuck. Justin Tuck's one of my guys. Notre Dame.
They looked the same. They played the same. Anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. That was when I was a Giants fan and my dad was. Never mind. Anyways.
Did you like Kiwi?
Kiwi?
Yeah.
Who? I don't know even know.
Matthias Kiwanuka.
I thought, team. Yeah. I think I liked him. I'm thinking of oh gosh, he was the 2012 hero for the Wild, like defensive Okinawa, or I can't remember. But anyways, no football talk. Okay, gosh, Josh. So
he said Okinawa.
I wanted to
Japan.
Do one last story, because we had so many bummer stories. So I wanted to do a nice story. Obviously, we did the Joey Votto story, and I couldn't pick between this one or another one, so I'm going to do both. First one is 9 years after being drafted number 1 overall and 4 years after retiring from baseball, 30-year-old Mark Appel is making his MLB debut. He got his first strikeout, and I believe he's been doing really well. I don't know that for sure, but 30 years old, gave up, came back, and that's very good for him. I'm very glad about that. We like to see players who continue to strive for their dreams, and that's a good thing. Remember that. you have anything to say about that one?
I love the comeback stories. I love it when guys finally get their chance and they take full advantage of it.
Yeah. The other one
Like
is
you never will.
okay. Wow. Listen, I'm working on it. You're gonna see me playing for the St. Louis Cardinals as a pitcher. I can't play second anymore, but whatever. Okay. Wow. Whatever.
You'll end up playing for like the Baltimore Orioles. Or the
Okay.
Kansas City Royals.
You mean when they're really good?
No,
When
not
they
in their
play-
Cal Ripken days.
No, I know with their Adley Rushman days and their Mountcastle
You
days.
couldn't lick the dirt off his cleats.
I can lick it. Anyways, so I heard that I just saw this story today. Before we got into the show. So whenever a big leaguer makes a rehab appearance in the minors, it's typical for them to purchase the pre or post game spread. But Wednesday night, Max Scherzer went above and beyond, shelling out big cash for a locker room feast that included bone-in ribeye, filet mignon, and lobster. The approximate dollar figure was upward of $7,000. Scherzer also bought everyone AirPods. We walk in. One of the players said, "We walk in and there's a cubby just handing out AirPods, saying they're from Max." A source said. Though rough, ruthless, and intense on the mound, Scherzer has a reputation as a phenomenal teammate and an outstanding clubhouse guy. That was from Fox Sports. Good job. I mean, Max Scherzer is a good guy. I mean, he's very intense on the mound, as they said. But yeah, he's always been a nice guy. He's a team defender. He loves his guys, and yeah, you could tell like he'll take a bullet for you. So, good job. And I think these kind of stories need to be told more often. Bring more heart to the game, and that's what we try to do. And I get angry, and Josh and I are like the two old people who like to argue, some older than others. And we may need marriage counseling, but that is our goal. Is we want to make baseball fun, and we try to show all aspects of the game, and that's just what we want. And so, good job. I didn't even get did I say who the Phillies pitcher was?
For tonight's game?
Mark Appel.
Oh, yeah. You covered that.
Yeah. So good job, Mark Appel. And very classy move by Max Scherzer. I'm sure those minor leaguers, some of them are never going to see the show. And to have something like that happen to them, I'm sure that's very special for them. So do you have anything else you want to say before we kick the bucket tonight?
No, I guess I went on my old man rant long enough.
Back in my day, DH wasn't even a thing.
And back in my day, baseball players were real baseball players. You could still run over a catcher who was blocking the plate.
Back in my day, the catchers didn't have rights. We didn't even have any pads. We just used some tree trunks just to block our... Anyway, never mind.
I think it was egg cartons and newspapers and things like that.
We didn't have fine leather gloves. We had trash bags, and we just wrapped it around our hands. And we used to use pine cones. Yeah. Anyways. Josh, nice to see you, I guess. Oh, you know what? So,
you're gonna make
keep
me
calm
kill it.
and watch some damn baseball. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Woo!
And that'll be the last show we ever get to do, guys. So it was nice knowing you.
Oh yeah, oh man, look at my hairiness. I'm so white. I need to get that going.
Oh man, I didn't kill the broadcast quick enough.
It's getting cold in here too. Hurry up.
Oh my gosh. No, now I'm gonna make him suffer because I have control, so he has to continue to be on screen. How do you feel about that, ladies? That's your man down in Texas. He's an available bachelor. He's 25 years old, loves baseball, passionate about his sports, that curly blonde hair and that whispery
if
pubic
you don't
hair
like
beard he's got.
whispery pubic hair. Listen, I glued these on pretty nicely, so my chest hair is butt hair though, so
And I guess we'll let you guys go. I hope you guys have a great 4th of July. Be safe out there.
Is it
We'll
convincing?
see you guys on Sunday or Monday.
Talk about short and
thank God we're
curlies.
too far away to know if it's really convincing. When you can grow a real beard like mine, let me know.
I had a real beard.
Had, past tense.
Oh my gosh. I'm blowing out the screen.
You need to start doing some sit-ups, buddy.
Listen,
But
I told you I'm going
You just
to
killed the one
gym.
person who was watching live right there. They just hung up when you stood up.
Okay, let's leave this place now.
All right, man. You take care. Have a great night. I'll see you on Sunday.
Bye.